Hello everybody, and welcome to Stormfront, the story of the 2023 Chanhassen Storm football team. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take a look at stories and highlights of a magical run to a 13-0 season and the first state championship for the Chanhassen Storm.
It was surreal.
It was surreal. It just didn't even feel real. Like it felt like it was like a movie in a way. It was crazy.
And it all comes to that one play.
I felt that the boys were ready for it.
It just happened so fast, right? It's like all of a sudden, boom, the whole year and the whole season's on the line here in the next, 5-6 seconds.
It was in the air for what felt like 10 seconds, but I was only in there for probably a second.
It felt like 30 seconds to the ball in there, honestly. I was like, oh, please catch it.
This is the prep bowl. This is the way it's going to end right here. Braden Winchittle, under center, fakes it, throws, a walk-off winner for Chanhassen. For the first time ever, they're state champions.
Mike Bailey, our AD, got the head job here. We had taught together and coached together at Chaska. He offered me the defensive coordinator position, so I did that for 3 years, and then 5 years ago, Mike stepped down to spend more time with his family, and Colin Bond, the AD at the time, hired me to be the head football coach, and that's kind of how we ended up where we're at.
So Cullen and I, Coach Nelson and I would meet and start coaching together in 2002 at Chaska. We would coach for varsity football for a few years and come up with some big wins. And we would, with kids being born, I took a year off or two before this would open. Cullen would go coach at Minnetonka. I would become the head football coach in 2016, and he was one of my first calls to bring him over back from Minnetonka to District 112, and he would become my D coordinator. So we've been through a lot, taught social studies in the same department at the middle schools. So I know how hard he works. I know how this has been a dream of his, since I'm sure he's a little boy, but since I met him, that he's lived, breathed, and eaten football, and a lot of chalk talks and whiteboard discussions in our classrooms throughout the years. So just so happy for him, and gave him that hug, and think the world of him and how much he gives to these kids.
Woods, the deep man in a heavy formation. They give it to the up man, and it's carried into the end zone. Touchdown, Dominic Castanedo. So Castanedo in there as a lead blocker takes the ball instead, and the senior gets the score.
I'm a senior. I played defensive line, and my number's 52. Played a little bit of fullback on the goal line, so in our jumbo set. You see that, and you're just so happy that all your work we've been putting in through. I mean, it's not even just this summer or this year. It's all the work all the guys in this team have been putting in their whole lives, just all throughout high school, just to finally see basically the ball go through the hoop. After all that work, we finally achieved what we've been wanting to accomplish for so long. And it was great to just be undefeated season and all that. And everyone's so happy because we know how much work each one of us have put in every day for the past 3-4 years. So it was just really great to see all that happen.
This team right here, these special seniors right here, they were clear leaders when it came to Team 15 being able to win that championship.
Braden Winchittle. Hand off in the backfield, now looking for some room to run, 10, 15, 20, now he's off to the races, off the right side is Maxwell Woods, down the sideline, beats the last defender from the Wildcats, 30 to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and a long 92-yard touchdown run from Maxwell Woods to start the first series for the Storm.
It's still kind of hitting me, it's been a while, but it's still just kind of hard to believe, we're state champs, ending off senior year, ending off high school football, state champs with the guys I've grown up with. It was just an unbelievable, you couldn't ask for a better senior year, going 13-0. With our last 4 games all just being nail biters, to the last play. Couldn't ask for anything better, and it truly was unbelievable. Just kind of looked at each other again. It's like, we have to win it all next year. I mean, we know we have the talent to at this point. Now we just got to put all the pieces together, lead, and do it. And then this off season, I mean, this was probably the hardest working off season I've ever seen from a football team in my years of high school, at least. And our leadership, and we just kind of learned one thing about my 3 years here. I really learned like from our progression here was just like, we learned like little things. Like every year we worked harder and harder, and our leadership got better and better. It felt like as the years went on, because we had great leaders before that taught us the way to kind of lead. And then when they kind of had to pass the torch, I mean, we did everything we could to lead. And another thing is that like in our games, I felt like my sophomore year, our team couldn't really learn. We didn't really know how to win those big games, and then it felt like last year we were able to win big games, but we couldn't blow teams out in a way. And then it felt like this year we were able to really like just dominate games. So we worked really hard this offseason, harder than I've ever seen. Everyone was really invested, locked in, and we had a great season. I mean, just from the resiliency from coming back from our week 1 game all the way to our state championship, there's a lot. I mean, so much resiliency, effort, fight, like to never give up. It was really unbelievable knowing that this senior class and was really able to get the job done with our last chance, and all the progress that was made was truly heartwarming. I mean, it was just amazing, you know.
Option. Woods. Good step there. Another good one. Look at this. Into the clear. Woods got space across midfield. He's going to take it to the house. Maxwell Woods putting on a show in the first possession of the football game for Chan.
Welcome back to Stormfront 2023. Let's take more time now to hear from players and coaches about the dramatic season for the Chanhassen Storm.
I think the biggest thing with this team in being able to reach our objectives is they don't blink, right? Nothing phases them. It's truly remarkable how many times that we had to have a game-winning drive, right? How many times that we had to come back from a deficit in a tough spot. They're probably better when their backs are against the wall, and that's very rare to see in a group of high school boys. You just don't see that. It's very rare to see that in professional sports. So to see their resolve, their resiliency, their ability just to sit there and go, okay, let's go, let's dig deep and let's go get it right here, is something that I've truly never seen. You know, I know some people sit there and say, man, you guys had, you know, to win that many games, you have to have luck. And I'm not sure it was luck. These guys don't blink.
We knew that, you know, we had Max and Sam and Dom and a whole bunch of other guys, you know, coming into the senior year, they're going to be at their best times. So we knew that we were going to be taking another step forward. We'd never beaten West before.
I tell this story, and it's absolutely true. When I got that, my first 3 years here as an assistant coach, we lost to Mankato West in the section playoffs every year.
It felt like a revenge game. That whole week we were saying, let's make history. And my older brother, his grade season ended because of West. My sister's grade season ended because of West. A few of our coaches' seasons ended because of West. Our last year's season ended because of West.
We've never beat them, especially we've never been able to get by them in sections. So we just really felt like we were going to play our best game against them. We prepared really well. We actually had stuff hung up in like our weight room, just like the score from last year's section game. Just stuff like that kind of felt like maybe gives us the edge. Physically, you know, we're going to give it our all in that game no matter what, regular season or not. And I mean, like when we were down 14, going to that fourth quarter with 10 minutes left, it was kind of just like, we can't let this happen. And I looked at Braden, I'm like, dude, we can't go out like this.
In 2012, we would lose in overtime to Mankato West for a chance to go to state in the section finals. And then again in 2016, when I was the head coach, we would lose in section finals. So I think the biggest part of all of these kind of heartbreaks, you know, good teams. Heck, we were undefeated in regular season 2016. We had some chance where we thought we would get it done. To not get it done was, you know, those are heartbreakers. So I think one of the huge moments for me during the season was that regular season win over Mankato West. It's kind of like a ding dong, the witch is dead type of moment, that we can do it. The kids now have a taste of it. These guys aren't immortal that wear red and white and come from southern Minnesota. So I think that was a huge moment for me in the program's history, even though it wasn't part of the playoffs. And then to be down 14-0 to them in the section final, or not 14-0, but down 14 points in the section finals in the fourth quarter, just my head's going, are you kidding me? Not again. To get that win and see Daxton Bush come up with that big catch at the 2-yard line late in that game and punch that in and see that extra point go off the upright and in, that was just huge for me. And knowing that Mankato West, being the state power that they are, and knowing that we've, you know, heck, we might have 3 banners hanging in our gym had it not been for them since 2012, maybe 2016, last year, 2022. So it was so fun to get those wins.
Have you guys talked about the kicker?
At one point ever, to see Hayden McDaniel put it through the uprights after going through all the troubles he's been through with his leg injuries. I mean, it was a storybook. I mean, like that was a story. And that's something I'm going to be, you know, telling my family about for years and years to come.
I would say Hayden was probably, or all of us call him just kicker on our team. And I would say he's probably the single hardest working person on this team as a kicker, which is kind of against the stereotype. And for that huge playoff game against West, to make that final kick, that just encompasses him. It was kind of amazing.
You know, I think of the adversity, different bouts of adversity, you know, whether we talk about some or don't talk about some others. But, you know, I think about a couple that I think of that are just really unique behind the scenes type things is, you know, our kicker, Hayden McDaniel. Fantastic kicker, hadn't kicked a field goal all year because he hadn't needed to. A testament to the offense, right? He didn't need to until the state championship game. But section final against Mankato West, his doctor had told him, you're done for the year. He's got a quad injury, can't have you. I think we had missed a extra point early in the game, and then there we are. We have the great comeback, and as we're getting gearing up, all of a sudden there he is warming up on the sideline and says, "Coach, I can do this. If you need me, I can do this. I'll do this." And there he comes in and kicks the game-winning extra point, clanks it off the sidebar, but clanks that thing in for the first ever section championship, going to state tournament. So, you know, I think that's a fantastic little side note. I always equate it to the Kirk Gibson walk-off home run when he comes limping around the base paths. I was like, he's like Kirk Gibson. And they go, no, I don't think they do. And in fact, I told them to go home and they'd have to YouTube it. I doubt any of them did it too. But yeah, I mean, I just, you know, we were a team of really a lot of tough guys, a lot of warriors, a lot of guys that were really unselfish. And to watch them put that together is just something that, as a coach, is awesome. As a parent, you couldn't be any more proud, right? I've watched these guys. I've coached these guys because my son's on the team. I've coached these guys since they're 3 years old. I mean, I remember when Maxwell's feet were so dang, I mean, they are fast, right? But his feet were so fast, his hands couldn't keep up. So he was one of the most uncoordinated kids I've ever seen when he was a youngster. So did, you know, Braden and Daxton, you know, our quarterback and wide receiver combo, they're neighbors, best friends kind of growing up. And all they would do is play football in the front yard, and Cade was a tag-along. And so to see this kind of magical season that they had and the way, in the dramatic ways that we found to win games, man.
When we come back, more interviews from coaches and players and highlights from this magical season on Stormfront 2023.
Oh, emotions. Emotions just poured out. Been doing this for 30 plus years as an O-line coach, and just to have that opportunity to be in the state championship game with the opportunity to walk away with a win, I'm just grateful. And yeah, we've played exciting games all year long, and that was probably the most exciting game. So, and it all comes to that one play, 4th and 2 or whatever it was. And so, yeah, there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of time spent building up to that moment and all the hard work that our kids put in. And then to just sit back and watch it happen was awesome.
Every single coach, all my teammates, no tears shed. I thought I was going to cry. I didn't end up crying, so it was, again, just more happy that we got it done. So, because it's something we had been talking about, something that, we were the group that people said could get this done. 2020 was the other group, which obviously they got cut short due to COVID. But we were the next group up where people were like, they really got a shot at this to break through and finally put us on top.
Here and there, I do get stopped. They say like, oh, were you on the football team? Yeah, I played quarterback for them. I was number 2. And they're like, oh, congratulations, you played amazing. You had a great season. And I said, yeah, we did. It was amazing. It was, once in a lifetime opportunity. But, it doesn't happen as often. It's the helmet. Nobody knows my face.
I do believe, I may have been the one who won Mr. Football, but I truly do believe it's a team award. I mean, I couldn't have gotten there without my teammates. My teammates put me in the right position with my line blocking, my receivers blocking, my quarterback gave me the ball, defense doing their thing to help us win state and everything, and then the coaches putting us putting us and me in the right situation to succeed. Couldn't thank them enough because, they really did help pave the way.
Of the 5 linemen that we had, they were good, don't get me wrong. But like you said, our superstars make them look really good as well. And we understand that, we know that, but that doesn't take away from how good they were. With that being said, of our 5 linemen, there wasn't a single one that really stood out above any of the other ones. But I truly believe as a group of 5, and we've had some great linemen come through, but as a group of 5, it's not even close to what our best group of 5 linemen have been in our history. I told them, individually, yeah, they were really good, but there were no superstars there. But together, they were an all-star line. Like, we haven't had a line like that in our history here at Chan, and kudos to them for making that happen. We haven't celebrated yet. One of the things that I've got coming up here is I would love to have them all over and make Christmas cookies. We do fun stuff like that. To have them all over at my house, that's still to come. I haven't set that date, but it'll be one of the weekends coming up here. But yeah, outside of that, no, we just celebrated a lot in the locker room, gave a lot of hugs and congratulations, talked about how our hard work, fortunately for us, paid off. With that, it's just an undertone of, it's practicing for real life when you get out there. Being the same person that you are. So there was a lot of that in the locker room, which I think, high school football should be all about. It's all about producing, young men that are going to make great husbands, great fathers, go out into the world and be productive and give back to society. In our celebrations, it just seems like that's where our kids are at, and it's all part of that.
All the great people I got to play with, I know these guys are going to do something. Because this team, we were all so connected and everything, and it was so great to play with so many great players and teammates that are just going to do things at a high level. My Maxwell Woods is going to do something. Like, he's a very good friend of mine. He's going to do something in college. Sam Macy's going to do something in college. They're all going to do great in their sports, and it was just great to play with a bunch of people like that, and just how close we were as a team was really, really great. I'm going to get to tell people about, and just how great it was to be on a team that was so invested and it was able to make it a perfect season even when we had a close game every week.
This group of seniors 6 years ago actually played at US Bank Stadium. I was coaching at that time with a couple of other coaches, and to see them 6 years later become champions, right? It's a very, very proud moment.
It's just like seeing my little brother. It's like, not like a passing the torch moment, but it kind of feels like, all right, like I can walk away from this now and feel super satisfied. So
We're going to bring back a really talented football team. We just got to figure out how to fit the pieces together and get them not to be content or satisfied with what Team 15 did and focus on maximizing Team 16's opportunities and abilities and see what we can do with it. But it's exciting. The future of Storm football is really bright.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've seen it everywhere. I feel like I must have seen it probably close to like 30 times, honestly. You know, just wind shuttle opens to his left, rolls out right. He's got a man, touchdown. I mean, it was crazy, and I've definitely seen it a lot. I think that's the call, at least.
Braden Winchittle, under center, fakes it, throws, a walk-off winner for Chanhassen! For the first time ever, they're state champions!
The 2023 football season will be forever remembered as the first ever championship for the Chanhassen Storm. We hope you've enjoyed taking a look back at the 2023 season with reflections from players, coaches, and more. For everyone with MC22, I'm Nick Walsh. So long, everybody.